Andrei Tarkovsky, the bad boy of Russian cinema, The Mirror, Ivan's Childhood, Solaris, Stalker, The Sacrifice. He was a filmmaker, he was a poet, he was a philosopher, he was a screenwriter, but don't ask him what his opinions on other filmmakers are though. He was a Kendrick Lamar type of hater. By the way, the video I'm showing right now of Tarkovsky, good luck watching that on YouTube. Some complete moron on YouTube decided to auto-dub this, so it completely ruined this video and Tarkovsky's message. Well done, dipshit. Tarkovsky seemed to have a problem with a lot of filmmakers. Federico Fellini, Michelangelo Antonioni, John Cassavetes, Roman Polanski, which makes sense, Bernardo Bertolucci, the list goes on. If you don't believe me when I say that, there's a very funny Reddit post you can read with Andrei Tarkovsky, how he appreciates his fellow filmmakers. It's all from his personal diary. At the Cannes Film Festival, the paper said that Fellini's last film was a total disaster, and that he himself had ceased to exist. It's terrible, but it is true. His film is worthless. Saw Bertolucci's La Luna. Monstrous, cheap, vulgar rubbish. If you want to have a good laugh at his very blunt and very honest comments, then be my guest. It's in the description. He didn't even like 2001: A Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick. He famously said that it was phony on many points, even for specialists. For a true work of art, the fake must be eliminated. Strangely enough though, do you know which movie Tarkovsky did like? James Cameron's The Terminator. He went as far to say that the brutality and low acting skills are unfortunate, but as a vision of the future and the relation between man and his destiny, the film is pushing the frontier of cinema as an art. Take that, Kubrick. Arguably, Andrei Tarkovsky's most well-known movie is Stalker, which is a sci-fi film. However, in 1972, he released his own sci-fi movie called Solaris. This is very well known to have been a direct response to Stanley Kubrick's 2001: A Space Odyssey, as Tarkovsky saw that as being very cold and sterile. Tarkovsky's ultimate goal was to create a movie with a much more passionate human drama at its center. There was one director that Andrei Tarkovsky really admired and really respected, however, and that man was Akira Kurosawa. I don't think Akira Kurosawa really needs any introduction. He's one of the most influential filmmakers of all time. Tarkovsky actually really admired Akira Kurosawa's films. Well, with the exception of Throne of Blood, where he accuses the arrows of looking fake. Although in real life Mifune was actually shot with real arrows, but that's another story. And in 1972, he actually made a visit to Russia to visit Andrei Tarkovsky and see the filming of Solaris. Tarkovsky was usually very stoic and was always devoted in his own work. However, when he was guiding Akira Kurosawa around the set of Solaris, Kurosawa explains that Tarkovsky was almost cheerful, as if he was a young boy who was given a golden opportunity to show someone his favorite toy box. Tarkovsky, a man who was very serious, a man that was always devoted in his own work and very blunt with his own words and criticisms of other filmmakers, awaited Akira Kurosawa's response to Solaris. What did Kurosawa think about this film? Was Kurosawa aware of Tarkovsky's own comments about the Throne of Blood? Well, Akira Kurosawa, his response was, "Very good, it makes me feel real fear." Tarkovsky smiled shyly, but happily. Kurosawa goes on to say that him and Tarkovsky toasted vodka at the restaurant in the Film Institute. Tarkovsky, who didn't drink usually, drank a lot of vodka and went so far as to turn off the speaker from which music had floated into the restaurant and began to sing the theme of Samurai from Seven Samurai at the top of his voice. I mean, look, this isn't like a crazy story on the levels of Rip Torn breaking into a bank thinking it was his own house. It's just more of a wholesome story. Keep this in mind about Akira Kurosawa. A year prior to him seeing Solaris with Tarkovsky, Akira Kurosawa attempted suicide, specifically on the 22nd of December 1971, but thankfully he survived the attempt. Akira Kurosawa was not really in the best of mental states, So when you hear that Akira Kurosawa was actually quote-unquote happy to be on Earth in this very moment, it's really nice and it's really heartwarming. It's also quite wholesome as well hearing about Andrei Tarkovsky, who was himself quite quiet, reserved, and he never drank. Him actually having fun and him actually, well, enjoying life. It should be noted as well, while Akira Kurosawa was never able to work with Tarkovsky, Akira Kurosawa actually made a little adventure to Russia, and this actually ended up saving his career. In early 1973, the Soviet studio Mosfilm, who had previously worked with Andrei Tarkovsky on several of his films, had approached Akira Kurosawa as they wanted to help him make a film. This film, you see on screen here, completely rejuvenated Akira Kurosawa's career. Kurosawa, at some point, and I will discuss this in another time, didn't think he was ever going to make another movie due to finances and other issues, but this film, though, was his step back into the industry. And just remember as well, when Akira Kurosawa had travelled to Russia to meet Andrei Tarkovsky on the making of Solaris, Kurosawa had actually attended his welcome luncheon at the Mosfilm studio, so you never know, maybe it was because of this chance encounter that actually inspired Mosfilm to contact Kurosawa. Some things happen for a reason. Unfortunately, Andrei Tarkovsky died relatively young. He was only 54 years old. He passed away on the 29th of December 1986 after a battle with cancer. Andrei Tarkovsky really respected Akira Kurosawa, and you can tell that his words of encouragement meant so much to him. Kurosawa also really respected Tarkovsky, and he saw Tarkovsky as being very misunderstood. He went on to express that many people grumble that Tarkovsky's films are difficult, but I don't think so. His films just show how extraordinarily sensitive Tarkovsky is. He made a film titled Mirror after Solaris. Mirror deals with his cherished memories in his childhood, and many people say again it is disturbingly difficult. Yes, at a glance, it seems to have no rational development in its storytelling, but we have to remember, it is impossible that in our own soul, our childhood memories should arrange themselves in a static logical sequence. The article is ended with these very wise words from Kurosawa. There can be no bright future for those who are ready to explain everything about their own film. Unfortunately, Kurosawa and Tarkovsky are not with us anymore, two of the greatest filmmakers of all time, who paved the way for everyone else. Thank you.